I guess I'll delay the first half of the 3.0 story until tomorrow because of this. Because I do think this actually matters.
In the city kissed by the dawn, the Weaver connects the
I'm concerned about game balance because of this woman. The fact she uses speed is very concerning to me.
To strike down the gods, reclaim the divine fire, and breathe new life into the dying land of Anforius. On this episode of Keeping Up with Star Rail, let's catch up with the artist who weaves destiny, Aglaea, Weaver of Gold.
Oh! Makes sense their teacher would be present.
Good sunny days, rainy days, snowy days. Good head, good legs, good body.
Okay. Such well-behaved kids.
They're not children, in actuality.
He seriously thinks we're kids, doesn't he?
There it is.
Should we remind him? This isn't
Yawn.
the first time.
Not the
But
first.
since it's Albe's first time
Rough.
listening from Anforius, let's not ruin the illusion for him. True, grown-ups are all about saving face. Let's just humor him.
One lollipop not enough. How about two?
Yay! Albie is the best!
Oh god.
Wow. Who knew I had such a gift for handling kids? All right then.
No.
Let's dive into today's topic. Aglaea is a lightning character on the path of remembrance as the current
God,
leader of
Aggie
Chrysos
still
Heirs.
has a
She
name.
is still a
God.
dressmaster working in harmony with her
Ooh,
memo
pretty.
sprite garment maker. Using elegant and swift swordplay, she cuts the threads of
Yeah,
many
swift
any
is one
stand
word,
in her
but
way,
let's
just as if she were tailoring fine
stack on
clothes.
speed.
Aggie comes from a noble family and has been rigorously trained in court swordplay since childhood. She might dislike fighting, but if you challenge her, you'll
It's
only
nice
be
to
as
learn that.
comfortable.
Aw, Treeby, that's not polite. You should address her properly as Sister Aglaea.
That's right, Treeby. Show some manners. No way.
Ha!
Just Aggie to me, and that's final.
Fine.
The pout. Cute.
It is. When Aglaea uses her
She's
basic
also
attack,
older
it
than her.
deals lightning damage
We
to
know
one
this.
enemy. Using
So
her
this
skills,
is just
Aglaea
rough.
summons her mannequin lookalike, the memo sprite called Garment Maker, and immediately takes
But yeah, scaling based on
Garment Maker's
speed
already
is
on speed.
very
Using her
concerning.
skill will heal it.
Because, you know, speed is the most hard to access stat in the game. It has the rarest odds of appearing. But it also dictates a zero cycling already. Did we really need a character who gets more buff using it?
Attacks can cause targets to be inflicted with the seam stitch state. When Aglaea attacks a target in this state, she deals additional damage. Additionally, Garment Maker will prioritize attacking enemies with seam stitch. After attacking such targets,
Okay, fair
Garment
enough.
Maker
You can
gains
control the
increased
target
speed
in
up
quite
to a limit.
efficiently.
Using her technique, Aglaea summons Garment Maker to charge forward with her. She and Garment Maker then enter battle together.
Why does Meteoric
After
Thunder
entering
not sound very
battle,
fitting for an
generates a
attack
certain
of
amount
hers?
energy, applies the
Whatever.
seam stitch state to a random enemy, and deals lightning
Yeah,
damage to
random, I don't
all
like that.
enemies. After unlocking the trace, the speeding saw, at the start of battle,
That makes
Aglaea
sense to me.
regenerates energy if her energy is below a certain threshold.
Despite her focus on efficiency in battle, Aggie never sacrifices the beauty of combat. So many years have passed, yet her habits remain unchanged.
Would you look at that? Little Trooper pretending to be all grown up. Close up pretty convincing.
Who says I'm pretending?
When using her ultimate,
Real.
this artist and her partner perform a magnificent yet deadly waltz.
You should have just corrected him.
And enters her supreme
Ooh.
stand state, then immediately takes action. In this state, her basic attack becomes enhanced. Together with Garment Maker,
Okay.
Aglaea launches a joint attack based on both their
Ooh,
attacks,
the
dealing lightning
animation,
damage
though.
separately to one designated enemy
That's
and adjacent
sweet.
targets. While in the supreme stand state, Aglaea gains speed boosting stacks through her Memo Sprite's talent, which further increases her speed.
I will
Additionally,
still-
Garment
there
Maker
it is,
becomes
oh god.
immune to crowd control debuffs. After unlocking the trace, the Myopic's Doom, Aglaea and Garment Maker's attack increases while in supreme stand state, scaling based on their combined speed. After using her ultimate,
Because this is
countdown appears in
balanced,
the
right?
action order. When the countdown ends, Garment Maker self-destructs, and Supreme State...
How much speed are you realistically going to want on this woman? Aside from all of it, what is the cap?
Aglaea and Garment Maker work in perfect harmony.
Like, where's
Attacking
the
same
line
target
where
as
it's the
Aglaea,
break
Garment
point?
Maker gains increased stackable speed. The faster Garment Maker's speed gets, the faster Aglaea's speed becomes, and Supreme stands state. In this state, Aglaea and Garment Maker's speed boost their attack, allowing them to unleash devastating enhanced basic attacks to dominate the battlefield.
Phew, what a long summary. Leave it to Master Treeby. The summary of the summary is... if you praise Aggie, we're instantly friends.
Look at that face.
And they're big bad guys. Don't lose, Aggie.
Now we see. Aglaea begins by activating her skill, summoning Garment Maker. She follows up and immediately takes action, using her basic attack to apply Seam Stitch to the Troublemaker on the enemy team. Garment Maker attacks next, prioritizing the enemies with Seam Stitch, gaining a speed boost in the process. The enemy counters and the fight intensifies. With her energy full, Aglaea activates her ultimate, entering the Supreme State.
It's funny that people who got Huohuo are probably going to benefit from it, because it seems like Remembrance characters have a higher cap for their energy, so the more energy you can gain, the better off you'll ultimately be.
Threatening slash by 1,000-fold kiss. The enemy takes massive damage, and with another attack from Garment Maker,
We'll see if
only
it's a
one
trend
enemy
that keeps
remains.
appearing.
Thanks to their repeated attacks on the enemy
Just
with
Trailblazer
Seam
has
Stitch,
quite high
Aglaea
energy
and Garment
demands,
Maker's
Aglaea
speed
has
now
quite high
outpaces
energy
the enemy.
demands.
Before the enemy can even react, they fall under her blade. And that's a wrap.
Wow, Albie's That's a Wrap had some real punch to it. Young people, huh? Energetic.
You're still young. You'll never understand the misery of unpaid overtime. What's this? Teacher, if you're done pretending to be a child, please come to Memorial Palace. We have important matters to discuss. Yours faithfully, Aglaea.
Oh no, I'm not done playing yet. Aggie sure knows how to boss people around. Who's the elder here anyway? Say something too, Treenan. Are we calling it a day?
Hold up! Wait a minute! Y'all really her elders.
The jig is up. But don't forget, you still owe us lollipops.
Yeah, wait. I apologize for my lack of manners. Let me go make a pot of tea for the three of you.
Nope, we want lollipops. They can't be reasoned with.
Vibe. You know what? Don't blame them. So yeah, hopefully they don't manage to break the game too hard by having someone scaling on speed, and I don't... Like, as a stat, Remembrance doesn't seem to focus on any specific stat or any specific role. All its focus is here we go, have a summon. They can do whatever, but have a summon. They have a lot more variety available for what the character can do in their stat pools, because they only need to have a summon, and that seems to be the only requirement for being a Remembrance character. You don't have to be a DPS, you don't have to be a support, and you don't have to be a healer/shielder. You don't have to be a sustain. So, in that case, all the stats are on the menu. Eventually they could make a shielder one if they wanted. It's a jack of all trades. I don't know if I'd say if it's a master of none, though, because we've seen the damage that can be output by some of these characters. Already, Trailblazer's new path is having impacts on team comps. Aglaea is going to be our first example of an actual DPS one, and we'll see how she compares when she comes out. Do I think... This is the thing. I don't think her ceiling is as high as characters we've currently got when you have all her Eidolons, because you look at a character like Acheron and she breaks the game in half. But do I think that her floor is super high based on what we know about her kit? Yes. Do I think her ceiling can be pretty damn high? Yes. Do I think her scaling on speed is kind of broken? Yes. The one thing I don't think that is going to happen is every single Remembrance character will scale on speed. I think it's more likely that different characters will focus on potentially different stats depending on what their roles are. And I think that if Aglaea proves herself too powerful, they might avoid speed again for at least a bit, or do it on a character they really want to push. We'll see, though. For now, it's up in the air. I haven't seen Aglaea perform. I'm not getting her, but I wish people look on getting her. I think her role in the story was neat, as much as she was questionable on whether she was hostile or not, because she did ultimately almost get us killed, but the reason is kind of understandable. We did break our promise. But we will see. All I know is I have a strong interest on what future characters are going to be doing, especially for the Remembrance Path. Castorise was kind of alluded to in gameplay, but we don't know what her path is. I'm hoping she'll be Remembrance, and I'm hoping we'll get a good look at what she'll eventually do. We saw it in combat with the Trailblazer in their preview for Keeping Up with Star Rail. We didn't see what she was doing, though. So we know that they're working on her, and we know they've been working on her, at least for a fair chunk of time. So we'll see what that eventually leads to, kit-wise. The characters I have interest in getting are Fanon, Serene, and hopefully March is a 5-star. But Castorise, I care about her enough to want to know what she does and debatably get her as well. It really depends. I have a guarantee saved as well as a Lycone guarantee saved, because I failed a 50-50 when passively pulling, so I have a guarantee now. We will see who that will end up going on. All I know is I've got plenty of time to save on top of that, and I have potentially 3 to 4 characters to save for. Help me. Help me. We'll see if that bloody lottery delivers, because if it does, then I don't have to worry about it. If it doesn't, then I do. I have very little hope, but hey, if it happens, I'll take it. It'd be a win. But until then, best of luck everyone who was aiming to pull for her. Looks like you're getting a very fun character out of it. Someone who's going to keep accelerating in speed until they reach light speed, hopefully. We'll see. Take care, guys.